you feed off the vibe and the environment of the team that you're playing in. But we've never seen Pogba in an offensive attacking system.
Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H.
Wait, chill, relax. You know the deal. Okay, I know you know the deal. If you want to, but I advise you press pause. You get a meal. A reason why you should get a meal for this is because were the players faking or was Mourinho the issue? That's the theme of this post-match analysis. It's the theme of the post-match analysis because people can say, who have they faced? Oh my gosh, they faced Huddersfield, Bournemouth, and so forth. What was it Brighton before? Under Mourinho, they don't beat Bournemouth. Or if they do, they don't beat Bournemouth in that manner. Facts. Under Mourinho, they don't win these games in this manner, scoring these amounts of goals in these 3-3 games. That doesn't happen under Mourinho. It is night and day. It is night and day. So the crux of this post-match analysis, the crux of this reaction, of this analysis, and of this breakdown is, was Mourinho to blame or the players to blame? Is it a case of where Mourinho just, his tactics, the atmosphere that he created and the environment did not allow these players to express themselves? Or is it a case of where you're professional players? We know that you can do this as is evidence over here. So why weren't you doing this under Mourinho? My answer may shock you. I still believe that we should respect Uncle Mo, defend Mourinho, and I still think that he's a GOAT, and I'm still going to say 2010 and so forth. But I agree with the former because I believe that because again, I've never really been in a professional team. I don't know how professional management works, but this is just my sixth sense, my sixth sense of being a football analyst and everything. I do believe, and remember, I've talked a lot about mental and psychological and how much is an important aspect. You feed off the vibe and the environment of the team that you're playing in. So if you see players doing flicks, one touch, forward runs, moving the ball around, a lot of movement, everybody feeds off that vibe. If everybody is static, very structured, very rigid in where they are, you feed off that vibe. So there is a different vibe, and I think, for football things are about vibes. Like in Pep's teams, everybody is on that vibe of passing very intricately, looking for the clever pass, looking for the intricate pass and move. That is that vibe there. The club vibe is obviously about, attacking, intensity, and really moving forward with the ball and really having nice spacing in a very offensive, aggressive manner. But also, we've not seen that he's brought a whole plan B into it, which doesn't really detract to their plan A. So, you as a manager, you invoke and you set a tone for how you want the team to play, and the players, they feed off that tone. And for Solskjaer, who is somewhat old school, but old school in the terms of the 90s and early 2000s, but specifically the 90s, he's bringing a vibe. He's bringing a footballer's vibe of play football and express yourselves. Because Mourinho is coming from his experience, what he's done that has worked for Inter Milan, for FC Porto, for Real Madrid, for Chelsea, and trying to enforce it into, and which is why I said many times, it was a bad fit. So it wasn't Mourinho's fault. It wasn't Mourinho's fault. Sometimes it's just a bad fit. It was just a bad fit that he just did not fit this team. And this team, they need a younger, exciting manager. And I think for Solskjaer, he's tapping into these guys. So I think a lot of people, they point towards Pogba. And as I've said before, form-wise, I was looking at Torreira being the best all-round player in the Premier League. But now it can now be Kante. Based on form. Based on just overall ability, put form to one side, based on overall ability, the best two-way player, for me, it's between Verratti and Pogba. But I would argue it's Pogba, because I think Pogba defensively has Verratti beat pretty comprehensively. we all know that Pogba can do this. It's just that he was playing like crap under Mourinho. But we know that Pogba, on form, at his very best, is the best all-round two-way player in the world, on the planet. Okay, Messi and Cristiano do not have the defensive skills that Pogba has. They just don't. So Pogba is better than Cristiano, Messi, Neymar, Hazard, all-round two-way of defensive attack on both ends. But the thing about Pogba is this, and I think it's because I think I was even discussing with some people on the whole UFF WhatsApp group, and there's this whole, and even on Twitter as well, like, my gosh, Pogba, you didn't play for Mourinho, so this just shows player power that you refuse to play for Mourinho, but now you're not playing for Solskjaer. This just shows how player power got at Mourinho. It looks like that from the outset, but it isn't that. It isn't that, because when I'm not looking at this game, it's a vibe. It's a different vibe, because as a player, especially when you're a central midfielder, if you're a central midfielder where people are constantly making runs, people are trying flicks and tricks, people are just moving all around, nobody's very static, people are trying to be very inventive, and there is a very footballing kind of like, almost like a five-a-side vibe to the way that the team is playing. As a central midfielder, you would feed off of that, and psychologically, mentally, the way you approach the game will be different. So the kinds of balls and passes that you'll be trying start to come off, because people are making those kinds of runs that the ones making under Mourinho. Because Mourinho is very much a guy where, no, we are very disciplined. We maintain our shape. We maintain our shape. Nothing too crazy, nothing too dynamic. Or if it's very dynamic, it's still restrained, but it's still about, we must keep our structure. Even if we attack in a very structured way. There isn't room for so much fluidity or freedom of movement. As in, you could even see by Martial and Lingard, especially Martial's face, the guy was smiling half the time. So Pogba, he'll feed off of that. So I just think for Pogba, he's just feeding off a different vibe. And that doesn't mean that we should insult Mourinho. So all because Pogba is playing much better under Solskjaer doesn't mean that, oh my gosh, look, Mourinho is such an evil person. What did he do for Pogba? Mourinho just doesn't understand what Pogba is. Mourinho doesn't understand what Lingard, Rashford, Martial, what these guys are capable of, because he's just a different kind of manager. He's not outdated, just a different team, a different vibe. To put Mourinho in the Inter setup, the Juventus setup, the Bayern setup, he may be successful for those kinds of players. These are a different set of players with a different characteristic. But I'm going to give a shout out to Rashford. I called Rashford average. Called him average, I called him hype beast. That move that he did that led to Pogba's first goal was insane. It was completely and utterly insane. I mean, he cut those guys open. And that was amazing. All the because like, it was just what he did. And just even his overall game was that piece of skill that was like, my gosh, no, this kid does have something, because he always has flashes of this. And I think under Solskjaer, we could really see this guy really emerge as, oh no, this could really be England's real true chance. I still think Jadon Sancho is England's golden boy, but this could be maybe this is England's main, future main striker when Harry Kane is done. But I mean, for Bournemouth, I just think, they came up against a much better team. They came up against a better team that they were playing well. I think Eddie Howe would have hoped that Mourinho was still in charge, because they would have had a chance to beat them. But no, Solskjaer, it's a different team. It's a different team, totally different vibe. And I just think that the pass, movement, and the chemistry and understanding that United had in going forward was just too much for Bournemouth to handle. I think for Bailly, who had a pretty decent game, bro, I mean, you didn't. I mean, it was at the halfway line. You didn't even have to make that kind of tackle. At the halfway line, you don't have to make that tackle. It's pointless. So I think that for that's why you should always keep it with interim. You should always keep that. Don't over jump into things. But I think Woodward and people should just see how this plays out, because again, let's see what happens against Tottenham. Let's see when they play City again, when they play Chelsea again, when they play Liverpool again. Let's just see how they do it again, and let's see how they do it against. That's the key thing. Even if they lose against PSG, let's just see the manner in which they lose. If they lose and it's a close game, and we see where they end up, even if they don't get top four, they come fifth, but it's better performances. They've taken some big scalps, but based upon what happened, under Mourinho, they're unable to really make up those points. I don't think that they should rush into getting a Pochettino, a Yardim, or a Zidane, or an Allegri, because United have to understand that you're not going to get in a top manager and just suddenly get back to the top. It's not as easy as that. The Premier League is very, very competitive, and it is very hard just to pinpoint and just grab the best players in the world of which you need. I just think that what you're seeing with Solskjaer, that he's definitely gotten an understanding of this team. I still think that defensively this team still has issues. I still think that Lukaku still needs to be replaced, although that was a good G that he had on his first game under Solskjaer. But I think despite that, Solskjaer, he has connected with these guys. He's connected in a way that Mourinho never did. That's the key thing. When Mourinho won all those trophies and everything, I was like, he just won them just by the virtue of just how good he is as a manager who can just manage a situation that he shouldn't really be in. You know, that's the business about Mourinho. Mourinho can win ugly. He can win when how are you supposed to win? Even when things are sort of graceful. But for Solskjaer, he's really connecting with these guys. And for me, as a football fan, I just think it's amazing to see what Martial is doing. I mean, to see what Pogba is doing. And guys, Lingard's a player. Like, I'm just thinking, England have some serious ballers on their team. Like, England have some serious ballers on their team. I just hope Southgate really understands the kind of football that his England team can potentially play. Because I'm just saying, England have some serious ballers. Because I'm just looking at Lingard. No, this guy can play. And even Ashley Young didn't look like a brick. Even Ashley Young did not look so much as a brick. But I think that is the key thing just to end up on it, because it's like, it's very complex, because it is very easy to say for Pogba, you refuse to play under Mourinho, therefore, you were the one that's pretty much got him sacked because you refused to play under him, but now you're not playing under so you want things the way that you want it. You don't know how to not knuckle down and work hard. United were pretty crap under Mourinho, as in all the players were crap. Nothing really worked. That's it. The team did not work. Like, the team had zero chemistry. Zero chemistry. This team in the last 3 games, they've had chemistry. Forget about who they're playing. The team just has far better chemistry than... Even when United won games this season, they still didn't have chemistry. They just won games just by virtue. Okay, the ball went in. They just got the goals. They just got the goals when it was needed. But I think the key thing is vibes, man. Pogba just did not work under the environment that Mourinho created of structure and discipline and being rigid, which worked superbly well for Inter Milan, Chelsea, Real Madrid, but for these good players, it did not work. I think for Solskjaer, who again, he's not very experienced, he still definitely gets more experience, but for Solskjaer, he's been able to identify in training and in research what all of these different players can do. And I think in Pogba, he says, no, this guy can be a heart and the core and the creative core to this thing. Because remember, let's just be real. This is the trick that people have forgotten. Because for me, I said for so long that, okay, Pogba, he can't really be the main midfielder of a team. He's not that kind of guy. He needs to be surrounded by good quality players. But we've never seen Pogba in an offensive attacking system. Juventus was not an attacking offensive system. It was a very balanced, pragmatic system. France under Deschamps is not an attacking offensive system. It's a very pragmatic, consolidating system. Mourinho already know what it was more defensive. This is the first time we've seen Pogba in what is a very attacking, positive environment of where forward runs, guys are pushing forward, and there is a great insistence of guys to retry things, to dribble, to do flicks, and play entertaining, creative football. This is the first time we're seeing Pogba in this environment. And we already know for Pogba, he's got an amazing football brain. His football IQ is freaking amazing. Okay, he's a superbly intelligent player. And I just think that we've not really been able to see that scene because he's not really been in an environment in which he can thrive upon. Because you have to understand how football works. It's a mental thing. If I'm a creative player in what is an uncreative system, I will not be able to show the best of what I can do. And I will be stuck between 2 minds of trying to be rigid and trying to be creative. And warring within those 2 minds will mean that I'll not be very effective. But if I'm a creative player in what is a creative system that encourages you to try things. Even if you fail to try things, to be creative, try flicks. Diagonal runs are being made. Try the ball over the top. Try the little ones. Or try the little flick here and there. If you're in that environment, you will thrive and you will grow in confidence. Of like, I won't be chastised for losing the ball. I won't be chastised for trying that audacious through ball. No, I'm actually encouraged to try that. You will increase in confidence and you will fit in far more in that creative environment. So that's the kind of a football 101 that I think people just need to really understand, man. But look, man, can you really hate on Labiel dancing? How can you hate on that guy dancing? But for United, man, quality, amazing performance, a lot of G's scored, and yeah, man, I do not recognize this team from the team that we saw under Mourinho. Thanks for watching the video. Now think about becoming a Football Hot patron by pledging an amount each month and then gain access to exclusive content only on the Football Hot patron page. Peace. Head over to the official site at halffootballhot.com or just click over here.